Okay, so recently I've had two experiences that are similar when I've been present with a dog. One was when I was working with a student one-on-one in the Midtown area on the Monon. The other was when I was doing like an assessment of a dog I had been called out to their house regarding reactivity, reported reactivity. The good news is I didn't experience any reactivity from that dog while I was there. Maybe a growl, I'm told, while I went back outside and re-entered before I clicked and treated, clicked and quickly came back in and treated the dog for basically experiencing and tolerating my my entrance, my presence, my existence. So let's start with this dog. I was behind the couch and I stepped forward and basically with my big clumsy size 12 feet with my boots, I um, made contact with the couch, and so I bumped the couch with my feet. I think both of them in succession. Boop boop, and the dog flinched, like shrunk. Um, so like as soon as I saw that shrink starting to occur, which I should have, like if I was more timely about it, I should have done it right as I registered that my feet were connecting. At least that second one. Boom boom. As soon as that second one connects, then I should have been clicking, and then providing a food reinforcer for that dog. And so, like when the person observed that, they probably weren't sure what I was rewarding them for, because either A, it seemed like the dog was doing nothing, or B, she noticed that the dog flinched and was scared. And so, like, some people are just like, why are you rewarding the dog for being scared? Isn't that reinforcing fear? Anybody that's telling you that you're reinforcing your dog's fear when they're scared, um, as long as it's presenting that way, it's manifesting that way, they're full of crap. You should give and offer food reinforcers to your dog. You should coddle your dog if they're scared in a lot of situations. But if it's a social, or if there's a social aspect where they're barking, reacting toward an individual, a person or dog or whatever, you don't want to be petting them, telling them that it's okay, because you're going to be reinforcing that behavior. You're going to basically be telling them that you like what they're doing in that moment. Okay. So anyway, my feet connected. Boom boom. Um, sorry, my battery's dying as usual. Um, so should have clicked and treated, or at least treated, as soon as those feet started to connect. At least by the second one, when I noticed the shrink, I indicated and gave the reward. I'm basically paying that dog for the trouble. I'm paying them for being brave, for experiencing that sensation, that state of mind, that occurrence, that event, for tolerating it and getting through it, right? So I'm paying them for that. So the other one was when I was walking Ozzy, my Weimaraner student, through Midtown on the Monon, and there was a section of the pavement where it's stones. It appears to be stones, just like everything else on that section of the path, but there's actually um, some give to it. There's like if you, I don't know how, like, you would loosen it, but apparently there's something underneath there that you could access, like electrical or plumbing or whatever. I have no idea. Okay, but like sometimes it's very clear when those things are there, and it's like distinctly different from everything around it, and you can know to avoid that. And sometimes in this case it's not. So um, like you'll see like green electrical boxes buried in the ground, like the lid is sticking out of the ground, And so a lot of the time you want to make sure you and your dog do not walk on that. I've seen some of them that are ajar that you could actually fall into. So in any event, he walked along that and it just kind of jostled. And it was, uneven, and it moved. And so just barely, we had just barely registering that, and a little bit of apprehension, like a little, he was phased a little bit, and same kind of thing. It's just like you want to try to, like, you want your default reaction when something like that occurs to be rewarding your dog, or at least offering a reward, once again, for experiencing that. So that's what I went ahead and did. And so, like I said, sometimes people will think I'm rewarding the dog for nothing, like seemingly nothing. Sometimes, like, again, they're like, oh, you're rewarding them for being scared, you're reinforcing the fear. That's horse hockey. Okay. So anyway, it's close to 1 o'clock in the morning. I haven't made one of these in a little while, and I wanted to make sure that I did get one in here. And I'm always taking topic suggestions, so I would love to receive my very first topic suggestion. I've never received one before. So I'm sure there's plenty more to talk about. Things have just been getting really hard to juggle lately. So I'm only a mere mortal. I'm only human. So if you got through that, I appreciate you watching. Thanks. Good night.